You can take another example. You are wearing some piece of cloth. Somebody is wearing a t-shirt, somebody is wearing dress, or somebody is wearing something else, a shirt or whatever. If I actually look at that piece of cloth is nothing but crisscross lines of thread going cross this way, this way. They call it the warp and the weft. So it is all warp and the weft. It constitutes the cloth. But if I separate the warp and the weft, it becomes a thread, no? And what is a thread? Cotton. So finally at the end of the day, you are wearing something. And the way it is threaded makes up the whole. Everything it makes up. So think this way. How does it make up? Always understand that Sri Krishna says this whole thing, everything that you are saying is nothing else but me. I am that piece of cloth also. I am that thread also. I am that cotton also. I am the warp and the weft also. So don't bother your head about whether I am there in it or no. I am in everything. So whatever material nature is throwing out, whatever the evolving substance is there, that is my lower nature. We are doing chapter 7 of the Bhagavad Gita, verse 4 and 5. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, reason, and also ego. They constitute my nature, divided into 8 parts. This indeed is my lower material nature. The other than this, by which the whole universe is sustained, know it to be my higher or spiritual nature, in the form of Jiva, the life principle, O Arjuna. So Sri Krishna is saying this, that there are 2 natures of his. One is called the lower nature and one is called the higher nature. Now, the lower nature is the manifestation of everything that happens in this world. So what happens to a person? He is a manifested deity. A person is a manifested deity, but he assumes himself to be a human being. So every individual thinks he is a human being, and he looks at the parts which are supposed to be his. Like say for example the body. We look at the body and we say, this is me. There was a question which somebody asked, then who are you? Are you the body? Are you the spirit? Are you the soul? What exactly are you? So the answer is, whatever has attributes, that has something which is called the lower nature. Anything with attributes is a lower nature. Anything that is manifested in this material domain, see, I am qualifying my sentence, please remember this. Anything that is there in the material domain, under the realm of Prakriti. Prakriti is Mother Nature. Anything that appears in the material nature which is in the realm of Prakriti is the lower nature of the Lord. That is why he says, this is my material nature. Got it? So what is it that is there in this world which is his material nature? We start from the elements. What are the elements? Earth, water, fire, ether. These are the elements which are material worldly. Okay. Now, we already know about this earth, water, fire, ether. Alright. Something missing from this? There is fire, there is earth, right? There is air, there is water, and then there is one thing missing. So we will come to that. He has included a very important word over here, which is the word which is very difficult to control, which is called the mind. So mind is there. We have reason also, and we have ego also. Now, in this, if you look at it, there is a word which is not there. What did I say to you? The spirit soul is not included in this. Why? Because that is the higher nature. So don't include that as the lower nature any which way. Right? So please understand, everything which is come out of something from the material world, in the material world, from Mother Nature, constitutes that. So now did you understand, even mind has come from material nature. Mind is not from somewhere in outer space, okay? It's not from the, what we say as the Jivatma. It's not from there. So mind is one of the layers, if you remember. There are 5 layers. If you see, 5 layers are the material body, that is what we call as the food body, which we say as Annamay Kosh. Below that is Pranamay Kosh. Now see, Annamay Kosh, everything is mentioned over here. That is the earth. It is there. Everything can be touched, felt and all that. Second one is Pranamay Kosh. Is air also mentioned over there? Second one is also mentioned. Third one which is there, mind, is it mentioned over there? Yes. Intellect is also mentioned when we say reason and all. Reason, ego and all is part of that. And then all this constitutes the 4 layers. The 5th layer, which is called the happy body, okay? This particular one, which we seem to be happy and blissful state, is not mentioned here. Is not mentioned there at all. Because it's a covering. It is something which holds everything back. It is literally happy because of ignorance. You see, when you don't know anything, you are very happy. If you know something, you are going to get into trouble. When you get money, okay, and you are enjoying the money, you are very happy because ignorance is bliss. But when you think that I have to pay taxes on the money that I have already spent, now comes the trouble. That is why ignorance was bliss. Knowledge is difficult. The moment you get knowledge, you will get into trouble. Anything that you know can put you in trouble. So people who are ignorant, they are just roaming around on the earth. Okay, you will find that there are people in India and abroad, they don't have these government identification also. In India, Aadhaar card, I don't have. Bank account, I don't have. Any identification? No, I don't have. Birth certificate? I don't know. So for them, what do you say of these people? Their existence itself is questionable. Are you alive and dead? Yes, you can see me, but I don't know. It's okay by me, like that. So, simply knowing something can make a difference in the way we behave. So, Sri Krishna says, these 5 elements plus mind, reason and ego, 8 in all, these constitute my lower nature. This is called my lower nature. Lower nature is the way in which I exist in this world. You can see me, touch me, feel me, think about me. Thinking is a process. It happens in the mind, isn't it? somewhere. That is also part of my lower nature. Think like that. This lower nature is the one which we understand. So we go to the next one. The other than this, by which the whole universe is sustained, know it to be by higher spiritual nature in the form of Jiva, O Arjuna. So this is the way in which we have to look at, oh, there is a higher nature. This higher nature is nothing but my representation in you. Everything that you think you are constituted of, that one important part which you are missing, which you cannot see, touch, feel, is the Jiva within you, the one which gives you life. So it is the one which gives you life. It is called spiritual nature. It is the spirit soul. See, I am qualifying it by saying spirit soul. I am not saying it's a soul. Soul is different, spirit is different. Both together combined are called spirit soul. In our language, it would be called a Jeev Atma. Alright? So that essence of me within you is called the Jivatma. It is within you. So everything in this world constitutes like that. So you take anything for that matter. Animals, birds, the earth itself, the moon, the sun, everything. They have physical entity. This is a physical entity. You can see, touch, feel and all that. Right? You can actually experience the sun, experience the moon. You can see there is a moon landing which happened. All these things taken into account. But what is it that runs that whole thing? There has to be a higher power. And this higher power is my higher nature. It is called the Jiva. Alright? That's a higher nature. Got it? So now we go to the next verse. We are doing chapter 7 from the Bhagavad Gita, verse 6. Arjuna, know that all beings have evolved from this twofold Prakriti and that I am the source of the entire creation. And into me again it dissolves. So what I explained to you earlier, that whatever that you see in this world, whatever you experience in this world, through your senses, sense organs and whatever, anything and everything that you go through, even in your mind, whatever that happens even in your mind, even a dream for that matter. Are you experiencing the dream? Yes, you experience a dream. In your dream state, you may be going on some tour or trekking, or you are meeting some old people, or you are meeting some people who are dead and gone. Everything is there. You can experience it. In your sleep also, are you not experiencing this? Are you breathing when you are sleeping? Are your body parts working? Your heart is going boom, 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 boom all the time? Yes. Otherwise you will be dead. So your stomach is working, your heart is working, everything is working inside. The blood is flowing all over the place. Correct? Everything is going on. Is it under Mother Nature? Yes, it is nature. So even in your deep sleep, you are still there. So don't discount that. Otherwise people think, no, in my deep sleep I was somewhere else. No, you are there only. So this idea that all the three states are also there in that being. So he says, all beings, everything in this world has come out of me. I am the one who has birthed those things, given birth to everything. Alright? So everything has evolved from me. There is a very great debate where it is said evolution, which was discovered by Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin is the father of evolution, they say. But before Charles Darwin can be born, this book was already there in existence. And Sri Krishna is saying that from me everything has evolved. What does evolved means? Changed and come out. Come out and changed. Everything has changed. Change. If he says that, there was a Stone Age man, okay, and he says that he came from amoeba, a single-celled creature. Well, everything comes from one only. Now, which came first, you can't say. So, the theory which is propounded is from one cell it became two-celled creature, and then multi-cell creature, and so on. And so, from amoeba, single cell, it became a hydra, and then something else, and then something else, and then we became monkeys. Monkeys was our forefather. Then Stone Age man came into the picture, and Stone Age man too. We are humans now, okay? Human beings. Okay? So there are all these new names that they will come up with. Homo Americano, Homo erectus, Homo sapien. It is not like one person has evolved into another. Sir, everything comes out at the same time. Sometimes the times differ, time gaps differ. Okay? It doesn't really matter. And what we are talking about is only genetics. We are not talking about the spirit soul. So that is a lower nature. Lower nature is evolved. It comes out. Comes out, keeps on changing, comes out, keeps on changing, comes out, keeps on changing. A very funny thing which was mentioned in the Supreme Court of India, some few days back. So they were saying that there is very difficult thing today to pinpoint a person, call a person by some name. Whether you can call him a man or a woman or what, we don't know. So he says there is LGBTQI+++. So the Supreme Court judge was wondering, what is this LGBTQI+2 and this? What is he talking about? So he said, you know what LGBTQ stands for, okay? The plus in the end, no? It stands for 143 variations so far we have counted. So 143 variations? It's not easy to understand what these 143 variations are. So you are from which variation? If you are not a man and if you are not a woman, what is the variation? So classification in, say, Supreme Court of whether he is a man or a woman or this or that cannot be understood because there are 143 classifications. And wait, it has not ended. That is why that additional plus is there. Because tomorrow people will come out with some other pluses. There will be 1,000 other variations. A person thinks he is a man and very suddenly he says, no, I am a woman. And then he suddenly says, no, I am not a woman, I am something else. And then after something else he says, no, I have become this and no, I have become that. And then, well, so now did you understand? All this is called evolution. Everybody is evolved. You may be born as one and can end up into another. The government is going to find it very difficult to have 143 or plus classifications in your, the legal documents. Alright? Earlier they used to write, I'm a man or a woman. Bas. Or they will say, Mr., Mrs., Messrs. Okay? Now what else do you write? Nobody knows. So we have evolved. Now, as today's day and age, we have evolved into 143 classifications and we are still evolving. So tomorrow you can still call yourself as an amoeba. I feel like I am an amoeba. Go ahead and call yourself that. Or tomorrow you may say, oh, I am not amoeba, I am ape. I am Tarzan's brother. Okay. Free to call yourself that also. Who cares? So this is a very funny thing which happens in this world. It's okay. So Sri Krishna says, all that you think of, all that you can assume in your world, all that has come from me only. It is evolving, evolving, evolving. It's in a free flow evolution. Keep on evolving. Whatever you want to do, tomorrow you will call yourself a stone also. Doesn't matter to me. So, this has come from two folds. Prakriti, twofold Prakriti. Just now you understood the nature are twofold. So, this happens. And I am the source of entire creation. So, please understand, everything comes from me only. So don't you think about something else. Everything is me only. I am the one from where everything is evolving. So I am the point source of everything. And finally, when this whole thing is finished, when there is nothing else to do, what do? The whole thing collapses within me. It's like a dream. You see, a dream comes out of your mind, that subconscious state of yours. You're going to the moon maybe. Okay, somebody has gone to South Pole, you go to North Pole. Alright? Or you want to go to Titan or some other moon of some other planet, you are free to go. And so in your dream you can go there, and later on you can tell Suli or whoever that other person is, beam me up. It doesn't matter. So who cares? You can have a Star Trek series on that. So this whole thing, going and coming, so whole nature going out and coming back in is in one place only. And that is me. Sri Krishna says, so don't be under any impression, any other impression that it is going to some point source and that point source is something and then the whole world is collapsing and this whole world, universe came out of something. That something is me only. Alright? So before any of these scientists came up with the theory, he was already telling you practically what is the whole thing. And finally we will come to the same thing, go all over the place and we come to the same place. So we go to the next verse. We are doing chapter 7, verse 7 of the Bhagavad Gita. There is nothing else besides me, Arjuna, like clusters of yarn beads formed by knots on a thread. All this is threaded on me. He's giving an example how this whole thing looks like. So there are beads. And these beads are put together by a thread to make a necklace, a kind of a... So all this is threaded on me. You can take another example. You are wearing some piece of cloth. Somebody is wearing a t-shirt, somebody is wearing dress, or somebody is wearing something else, a shirt or whatever. If I actually look at that piece of cloth is nothing but crisscross lines of thread going cross this way, this way. They call it the warp and the weft. So it is all warp and the weft. It constitutes the cloth. But if I separate the warp and the weft, it becomes a thread, no? And what is a thread? Cotton. So finally at the end of the day, you are wearing something. And the way it is threaded makes up the whole. Everything it makes up. So think this way. How does it make up? Always understand that Sri Krishna says this whole thing, everything that you are saying is nothing else but me. I am that piece of cloth also. I am that thread also. I am that cotton also. I am the warp and the weft also. So don't bother your head about whether I am there in it or no. I am in everything. So whatever material nature is throwing out, whatever the evolving substance is there, that is my lower nature. The higher nature is a little bit difficult to understand. That is why he says there is a higher nature and a lower nature. It's easy to understand the lower nature. Okay, so we go to the next verse now. We're doing chapter 7 of the Bhagavad Gita, verse 8. Arjuna, I am the sapidity in water and the radiance in the moon and the sun. I am the sacred syllable Om in all Vedas, the sound in ether and the virility in man. So he says, now let us start counting everything. So whatever I keep on saying, that is me only. So, the water is sapid. It's cool to touch. It is hot when you make it hot. It is flowing. Qualities of water are there, no? Water is whichever way you look at it. So all that is me only. The water plus whatever you feel in it. If you feel cold or if you feel hot, if you feel it is watery, if you feel it is slipping from your hands, if you catch a piece of ice, if you eat a piece of ice, whatever that you think that is there in the water is me only. Then he says, the moon is shining. Everybody says, yes, it is the reflection of the light from the sun. Well, that is also me. Even the shining part is me. Even the moon is me. Even the rays of the sun is me. The sun itself is also me. Everything is come from me only. But it is all my lower nature. So don't go about thinking that it is my higher nature. There is nothing higher in it. All this which you can experience, please understand this word. Whatever you can experience in this world is my lower nature only. So, I am the sacred syllable Om in the Vedas. Vedas say there is a sacred syllable, Omkar. It is 3 syllabled, A, U and Ma. See, Om is not 1 syllable, it is 3 syllabled, A, U and Ma. We say, no? Lastly, Om, like that. So that 3 syllable word also is me only. I am the one. So if Vedas are written because of that, or Vedas themselves are me only, everything is me. So we can't say, oh, Om is somebody else. No, Om is also me, Vedas is also me, the words of the Vedas is me, the teachings are mine, everything is me only. So there is nothing in this world which is not me. So then he says the sound in the ether. Is there sound in the ether by any chance? The answer is no, you can't hear it. But sound is the energy. It doesn't require ether also. See, we think sound requires a medium to travel. Isn't that how we see? If there is no medium, I can't hear anything. So the problem is not in your hearing. We say the problem is there is no medium in between. You can hear me, you can hear the sound because there is air. So sound can travel through air. So if you stand on top of the mountain and you say some word, it is going to be heard by somebody down there. Not that it cannot be. Or you put a loudspeaker, yes, you can hear. So all this is sound. But here the funny part is, there is an ether. Ether means, we can't say space, ether is ether. Space is in ether, okay? Space is in ether. Ether is something nobody understands. Maybe it is there, somewhere. We don't know what it is. He says sound travels in ether. You require a medium to hear the sound. So this I will explain to you in a very simple line, that there are 4 kinds of sound. One which you can hear with our ears. One is a whisper, said below our breath. The third one is said in our mind. And the fourth sound that is there is automatic. You can't hear it. You can't hear that sound. It is called the anhata, unheard sound. It's the rhythm, it's the vibration, and this vibration can go anywhere. It is nothing but, and God said, let there be light. Did he say these words? Remember, in the Bible it is said, God said, let there be light. Which came first? The light came first or his words came first? Or if the words came first or the sound came first? So God said the words light. Let there be light. He said, uttered these words. So sound came first. It is not that light came first. It is the sound, because sound is subtler than the light. Nobody knows this. It is there in the Vedas, in our scriptures. Because sound does not need a medium to travel. You will say, Guruji, what are you talking? Sound doesn't require a medium. But I have read in all the scriptures, in the books and this and that sound requires a medium. Well, what medium you want? I am sitting here quietly, okay? And yet you will hear the sound. They say telepathy. I have not uttered anything. Somebody told me few days ago, I heard you calling out to me. I must have been fast asleep over here, but he heard me calling out to him. So there is something strange, isn't it? So the sound does not actually need a medium. So that is the reason why I have just said these words. We will not go further than this. And the virility in men. Men are virile, they say. Nowadays I don't know. Again, like I said, 143 classifications. I still have no idea. We are evolving. So the virility in men. So if there is a man, he will be virile. Rest I don't know, because it's a big question mark. Everything is evolving. So what you see as virility in men, the kind of power that they have, that is also me. So Sri Krishna says, all this put together is me. Alright? So we have come to the end of verse 8, so we will stop over here.